kilos in overall weight, about half the weight of a passenger car, with up to 900 horsepower. They out-accelerate a Formula 1 car on power to weight. They are awesome, awesome cars. All right, we're going to go to green. Les Mazzaris leads them away from the front row. James Darm on the bottom. Keaton Darm is not out there in the 88. Daniel Lee's also parked up there on the infield. So Keaton Darm, I know they put a new engine in that car over the last few weeks. They flew one out of America after damaging an engine here on second night. So the 88 hasn't made it out there for the first heat. Les Mazzaris holding off James Darm here at the moment. Colin Entwistle in that third spot. Kerry-Ann James for the ladies in fourth. Go back to Steve Walling, Greg Kilworth, and then Gary Hancock's in the 69M. Here's Darm, low side, can't get the job done as Steve Walling's hiking up the front end. Kerry-Ann James to the infield, she shuts down the 23M. There's James Darm stalking Les Mazzaris out in front, so James is basically chasing his own team car. Dad Gordon put the car up for Les to run just to get the numbers built up with the sprinters, and he's doing the job out in front at the moment. James trying to diamond off 3 and 4, high in, low off. Back to the outside into turn number 1, trying to get that high line to work again. Just noses up. Here comes Steve Walling. He drives around Colin Entwistle. Kilworth has a problem just in behind them. Steve Walling on a bit of a charge here as Darm this time gets the job done around the outside of Les Mazzaris. Now you watch Darm planted on the cushion. He'll get right up there against that darker material. So that's where Steve Walling's running in the 99. Fastest lap of 14.86 from James Darm, and he'll just drive away here. Listen to the RPM, up over 9,000 RPM, 13.9 for James Darm, 13.9. You watch him go away now. Les Mazzaris still holding on a second from Steve Walling and Colin Entwistle. Seth looks a little bit tight on the race car getting in as Walling gets the exit run off 4 and goes through to second. In the 99 Evan Gale, he's pulling wheel stands through 1 and 2. Got it in sideways, hiked the front end up in the air. James Darm back into the 14.1s, up over the cushion, got a little bit tight just going around Hancock's, but Steve Walling, man, he's doing a good job. One of the oldest cars in the field, but he's got that car handling beautifully on this race surface. Les Mazzaris now trying to hold off Colin Entwistle. 3 laps left to go for James Darm. Should do this one pretty comfortably. He's got lap traffic coming up as the 99 of Walling also trying to get around the 69. Greg Kilworth just struggling a little bit in this first heat, had a half spin earlier on. But it's James Darm out in front looking for the white flag. 1 to go for Mr. Angry. James Darm in the Hydrolink 6M Maxim chassis. Steve Walling in the Cat 99 Gambler. But it's going to be a good run here for James Darm. He'll win the first heat for the Sprint Cars. From 99, Steve Walling. Great run for the 99. Battle for third. Entwistle trying to get him low side, but it will be 38 Les Mazzaris, 29 Colin Entwistle, 75 Greg Kilworth, and the 69 of Gary Hancock's completes the 6 finishes. Problems for Kerry-Ann James, problems for Daniel. We got everyone back out there. Kerry-Ann James is back out there. We might have 9 by the looks of it for the second heat.
Speaking of sprint cars, just from the heats at Western Springs, Donny Schatz won both of his heats. Jonathan Allard a first and a second. Peter Murphy a second and a DNF. And yeah, we don't need to worry about the midgets.
All right, back to the green for the Sprint Cars. Heat number 2. James Darm with a little bit of work to do this time. Steve Walling, man, he was impressive in the first heat. As I said, one of the older cars in the field, Gambler chassis, but he can get that car going around really, really well. James Darm up into third. Greg Kilworth in second. Keep your eye on James Darm. He will be flying. Colin Entwistle through to fourth. Ahead of Keaton Darm, Kerry-Ann James, Les Mazzaris, Daniel Lee, and Gary Hancock's there in the 69M, one of the Entwistle rental cars. 14.7 for Steve Walling on the opening flying lap, and then he just got it sideways, got it pitched in and just about got it up into the concrete. He gathers it back up. 14.72 for Kilworth, 14.74 for James Darm as Kilworth spins out a second. Races over, he stalled the car. So James Darm again stalking Steve Walling. Colin Entwistle third, back to Keaton Darm. Kerry-Ann James, Les Mazaris, Daniel Lee. And Gary Hancock's there in the 69. James Darm with the fastest lap, 14.39, makes a little mistake out of turn number 4. But Steve Walling has got that car just beautiful. Little mistake up into 3. Oh, got one nearly in the concrete. Kerry-Ann James.
Yeah, just did a 360 there and carried on, so good move.
Great skills there from the 23M of Kerry-Ann James as James Darm at the other end of the spectrum is gaining in as Hancock goes around in front of the leaders. That'll bring out the yellow.
A number of rainouts at other tracks.
Yeah, that's right. They had so many rainouts.
Yeah.
Right, lights are off. We're going back to green. Can Steve Walling hold off a charging James Darm for the second sprint car heat? Walling leads them down for the restart with 6 to go. Here comes Darm. Oh, he had to get on the brakes as Walling just sort of hesitated a little bit. That's opened up the opportunity for Entwistle down the inside in the 29M. Working the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Darm, back at him. Entwistle to second, Walling holding them off out in front. James Darm with the fastest lap at a 14.3, but Colin Entwistle's come on strong. Running the pole line, got the left front right on the concrete. Steve Walling still got them covered. Here goes Entwistle trying to get it to stick down the bottom. He got it too far sideways, scrubbed off the speed, but he gets the exit drive. Entwistle scored in the lead lap. Walling though drives back around him. James Darm stalls mid-corner, loses 4 or 5 car lengths. So Entwistle better through 3 and 4, and saying that, Walling was much better that lap. He's better on the top, Entwistle better on the bottom, but Walling drove right back around, and here comes James Darm getting the top to work. He drives back around Entwistle for second, getting the momentum back up and running in the Hydrolink 6M. White flag comes out for Steve Walling. Entwistle back at Darm. Still side by side, Keaton Darm fourth, back to Daniel Lee. Les Mazaris and Kerry-Ann James. But for the sprints, second heats, it will be 99, 6, 29, 88, 38, 23. Problems for Daniel Lee on that last lap. He's pulled off into the centre of the infield. At Baypark, Steve Walling, James Darm, their battle to continue here for the feature over 15 laps. We'll see a full contingent of sprint cars back here on the 15th of December for the Christmas meeting. Kids are free, and expect an Auckland invasion with the sprint cars to take on our Baypark locals as we go green. James Darm got the jump. No, coming back up and slides him. Darm crosses him over down the back straight. What has Steve Walling had for breakfast this morning? That was an awesome comeback. Les Mazaris running right there with Darm. Entwistle go back to Kilworth. Keaton Darm, Kerry-Ann James. Gary Halcock's no Daniel Lee. He's parked up on the infield. Darm got the jump initially, ran to the outside, but Walling just got it glued through the middle low. That gambler is on fire. He's got the flames on it, but man, he's driving the wheels off that thing. Still a long way to go here as Darm tries to come back at him. Tries to get it to stick down the bottom, a little bit tight in the middle. Entwistle just trawling that pole line. Kilworth with a nice run on Les Mazaris. Through to the 4th position goes Greg Kilworth. Walling getting away now from Darm as Entwistle's closing up on the 6th. Darm makes the mistake, jumps up over the cushion. Entwistle through to 2nd. Steve Walling looking for his first feature win, certainly in the time that I've been here at Baypark Speedway. Seen him win races in the saloon. Oh, he's really on the wild side. He just settled it down mid-corner. Here comes Entwistle as Kilworth spins out of the 4th position. Keeps it back up and running and rejoins. 3-way battle for the lead. Here comes Seth. Colin Entwistle on the bottom. And gets the pass on Walling. Seth Walling can run the cushion and drive right back around him. Entwistle holds onto the lead. Here comes James Darm again, regrouping, trying to keep that momentum up. Walling goes around. Just got it in too hard. Gathers it back up and will drop back to fourth. Keaton Darm now up into that third position. Entwistle leads. It's been a little while since Entwistle's won a feature. I can't remember if he won one here last year. Colin Entwistle leads in the Bay Speed Maxim. James Darm not giving up, within 3 car lengths. He's on the top side. Entwistle on the bottom side. Last lap, Darm was half a second quicker. He's gaining momentum on the top, up against the cushion in that darker material. Keaton Darm in third. Steve Walling back and forth. Battle for fifth between Kerry-Ann James and Les Mazaris. Kerry-Ann gets the spot for fifth. Here comes Mr. Angry. James Darm on the top. Entwistle just bobbing in the middle of the corner, side by side at the start-finish line with 5 to go. Darm around the outside. Got a little bit loose off the exit, but he gets the job done. Done, James Darm. Entwistle trying to come back at him. Bit of patience shown there from James Darm. He didn't panic after he made a mistake a few laps ago, dropped him back about 10 car lengths. Now he's starting to drive away from Entwistle, who I think might have just worn out that bottom groove. He's loose mid-corner through the middle. Keaton Darm up on the cushion in the second of the Darm team cars. The Eagle 1 Hydrolink number 88 Maxim, the former Kerry Bartlett chassis from last year. New engine installed, having flown one out from America in the last few weeks. But it's James Darm. Last lap was a 14.7. 2 laps to go. Darm looking for his first feature win of the summer. He certainly deserved one. He took it to Peter Murphy here a month ago. James Darm for the sprint car feature, 1 lap to go. Entwistle second. Keaton Darm in third. Steve Walling back and forth. Back to Kerry-Ann James. Greg Kilworth has got back up, I think, ahead of Les Mazaris, but it will be the Hydrolink 6M. And a wheel stand over the finish line. 29 Colin Entwistle, 88 James Darm for a Darm team 1 and 3. Steve Walling, my new hero. Oh yeah, James Darm's first feature win of the season. He certainly deserved one here on the second night, taking it to Peter Murphy. That was a good race. We might be down on numbers, but that was a good race. Steve Walling early was awesome. Got it in too hard into 3. James is going to do some donuts.
Why not?
Why not? That's a good set going too. That's how you do donuts. He's still going.
He's going to make a great interview,
and keeps it going. Now he's going to try and figure out where he's got to go. Laz has joined in the party. That's going to be one very dizzy James Darm heading towards you in victory lane.
Thanks for putting the, well, being able to put the effort in the track now that we've got 2 good grooves. Sort of see some pretty good racing in that. Yeah, the Hydrolink Velveteen Maxim just works real good on the cushion, and just, yeah, cheers mate.
Certainly Colin Entwistle too, like you say, that low groove down there as well, he's got that working pretty well, but I guess it's a bit more exciting to drive up high.
Oh yeah, it's all about the speed, versus distance obviously. Yeah, he loves the bottom or the grass, and yeah, and he always sticks there, so he's clean racing.
Tell him from me, Brownie, I'm finally impressed with his donuts.
Jamie just said he's finally impressed with your donuts.
Well, at least they're on the track, eh? That's where the real men do them.
You just knew he'd have an answer, didn't you?
Oh yeah, it was coming. Put your hands together for James Darm, tonight's sprint car feature winner in the Hydrolink 6M Maxim.
Well, I've just found the man who doesn't want to be found, our feature winner in the sprint cars.
Oh, look, Mary.
Mr. Angry, you look fantastic. How was that?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, track was alright. Not a lot of cushion off 4, but that's just the way it always is, and just got to get used to it. It's all the same for everyone out there. So
you're certainly enjoying riding that cushion. You've been up there all season.
Yeah, it's good to finally have one here, and a couple of lines that you can run pretty consistently. And you know, Colin's always on the bottom, so I know that's where he's going to stay. So yeah, no, it was good racing, and yeah, the Hydrolink Velveteen Maxim, yeah, loves it up there, and thanks to Track Sport engines, yeah, they do a good job.
Now, I've got to ask, you must have done, what, 12, 13 donuts? How was the head after that?
The head's all right. You just try not to focus on one point, I think, and just try to keep breathing. That's basically.
So when you're in there, everything's rushing to one side?
Yeah, a little bit. It's plenty of safety devices in there.
Well, it's good to see that you've got a few fans out there, mate. So next meeting's the 15th here. You're going to be doing anything at the Springs prior to the Champs?
Well, I think we've put an entry in. Yeah, we'll just sort of play it by ear and just see what happens. And
It's tough.
we get a chance.
It's tough when you just race it, isn't it, James?
Oh yeah, you do. You just want to get out there and get on the loud pedal, but yeah.
All right, there we go. Our feature one on the Sprintcars. Congratulations, the 6M car, James Darm.
Me, Mary.